Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. This is game 2 this evening, an adventure that I've entitled Gargantuland. But before we get into that madness, I'm going to take a brief moment to introduce our 4 lovely characters that are playing with us this evening. First, we have Othgarurt Charirgix, the Lord of Bone. Othgarurt, how I say this every time, how are you? But, like, how are you? You seem really dark lately.
Truth be told, I have not been sleeping well. I have been spending much time in search.
What are you in search of?
I have heard it said that there is only one Tarask, and at first I was in search of a means of getting close to it without causing any issues.
Mm-hmm.
But as I have discovered that is not possible, I have been in search to see if there is any other Tarask in this world.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any luck?
No.
Or not yet?
I am starting to doubt that this is a search I can complete on my own.
Well, I think, Othgarurt, you're in the most effective, the best, you're in an adventuring company, and I'm sure that you can find, whether it be some of your fellow adventurers to help you, or maybe a little executive help. I'm sure, you can find your quarry in the end. What is it for that you need to find this creature?
I have a very special project I have been working on.
Mm-hmm. Well, Othgarurt, I'm excited to see what it is when it's done. I assume is this like art? An artist can never tell can never say what they're making until it's finished. Is that
this
how it
one
works?
in particular is very close to my heart, and I would prefer not to speak of it in detail until it is ready.
You know what? I completely understand. Well, Othgarurt, I meant, when I asked how you were, I meant it more in like you seem a little more evil than you used to, sense of things. But you know what? I'm glad that you've really put yourself in a direction, working on your passion. So I'm really glad you're pursuing that kind of stuff, Othgarurt. And of course, welcome back. It's always lovely to have you.
Thank you. For the record, I do not feel more evil.
Yeah, it's not all the time. It's just every so often. You know what? Don't even worry about it. Forget I said it. It's all good. Our next character is evil. Nijel Astrada, the Dread Emperor. How are you, Nijel?
I am doing quite well, Jeremy.
And I'm glad that you correctly intuited. I meant that in like, well, how you doing? Because I know that if I ask, like, how are you doing? The answer is it like tortured and evil, or is it like feeling good? Maybe somewhere in between.
Tortured and evil is far too overrated. I simply feel as I often do. I am a piece of wonder and power made manifest.
I mean, that sure is damn true. You are kind of a force to be reckoned with, Nijel. What have you been up to lately?
I've been working on my expansion towards the... I hear that it gets quite lovely that direction this time of year.
Yeah. So I have an important question for you. Obviously, Nijel, you are a military mastermind, a modern day Alexander the Great, some might say, even beyond that, maybe even like maybe a Genghis Khan. But my question is, are you able to hold that ground? Like, how do you fare in terms of like managing the empire of the Dread Emperor?
It leads to a great more tedium, but people are much more easy to control and command when they have much more clear objectives. Not only is it quite beautiful this time of year towards the south, but maintaining forward momentum keeps things from getting too stagnant on the home front.
Gotcha. So it's just really keeping everyone in a state of total war. You just got to keep everyone working toward the same goal. It's a good
Indeed.
policy. It's, what happens when you conquer everyone, though?
Then
You know
I
what?
like a smackdown.
We'll worry about that later, Nijel. We'll worry about that one when it comes.
And when is not as far off as we may think.
Mm-hmm. Well, Nijel, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this brief respite from the war front. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this adventure. Our next hero is the one and the only, the King of Order, Michael Verity. Michael, how are you?
Doing wonderful. Did I just hear something about conquering everything?
Yeah, and I had a question for you about that, right? So Nijel, right, is conquering a lot, like vast swaths of land, right? Many small kingdoms and things like that. But he's bringing them under a very strict order. How do you feel about that, being the King of Order?
I feel like a smackdown is needed.
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about this, but it doesn't sound very good. Especially if he takes even a little step of his big toe into my land, I might have a problem.
Your kingdom is surrounded by a giant castle, so you should be fine. But I have to ask, Michael, what have you been up to lately? You know, wars and conquest aside, how you been? What you been doing?
Nothing much. Recently I was mostly just chilling in the main part of my castle. You know, working with Sarge and whatnot.
Have you been like training?
Oh heck yes, I've been training him.
Oh man.
He is not only is he my best buddy, but he is now my true faithful warrior.
I see. So is this like, I wonder, have you prepared like any training montages to share, or are we not quite at training montage time yet? Maybe that'll be later.
Yeah, I don't think training montage is ready yet.
Yeah, understandable. I'm wondering, how do the people feel about the sudden, now that like Sarge is just kind of around more often?
The people are okay with it. In fact, a lot of the people in the kingdom, I like the idea of pocket creatures in general.
I mean, they're so cool. I love pocket creatures.
Yep.
Well, you know, that's really great. Michael, welcome back. It's always great to have you, of course.
Thank you.
And our next hero is Sarge. How you doing, Sarge?
Sovereign. Oh, I can't do the voice. I'm sorry.
Okay. We'll talk to you later, Sarge. It's okay. And last but certainly not least, we have Anadoltia Bluebeads. Anadoltia's Porcelain Princess and the Queen of Dolls. Anadoltia, how you doing?
Doing quite well, thank you very much. But why is he here?
Well,
Anadoltia. She looks at Michael Verity.
Anadoltia, remember, you should hate Bartholomew for forcing you to battle against each other. Not Michael.
I do, but he did attempt to sink a dragon on me that could possibly be from my own kingdom I hailed from.
But think about it this way, Anadoltia. Did he succeed on sinking a dragon on you?
No, because I made it. I sinked it back on him.
Yeah, right. So really, who sinked the dragon on who in the end?
It's the thought that he chose a dragon over me.
But then you did it right back.
Only in retaliation.
The point is revenge is already made. There is no need for this hostility.
Well, okay. I think I'm not much of a peacemaker, but
let's just move on from this.
Michael, are you sorry that you tried to sick a dragon on Anadoltia? Would you have done it in any other circumstances outside of Bartholomew making you?
No, I would not have done that under any other circumstances. I only did it because I thought it would be the most tactical choice in a battle royale, and I'm very sorry, Anadoltia.
You see Anadoltia? Michael's your pal. It's Bartholomew who's the evil one.
I'll put it under a consideration for the moment.
Well, I mean, Michael, I'm sure you understand the protocol that royals have to go through. You got to get a consideration, then you need to talk to your viziers. And Anadoltia, do you have viziers?
Kinda, sorta. Sugar's pretty much acting as that role.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope that you can consider maybe having this be a little like water under the bridge. But while you consider, we have an adventure to go on. And so as our adventure begins, you all find yourselves met up at the Last Hope Tavern. It's a small tavern just outside of Bartholomew's shop in Central City, at least the Central City entrance to the shop. And as you're all here for some reason or another, hanging out, relaxing, enjoying yourselves, you are met up with Roger, who speaks to you and who kind of gathers you all together throughout the evening. Over in the corner, there's people playing darts. There's a roaring fire, and Roger says,
"Oh, hey guys. So we have a kind of important mission I need you all to help me with. Can you all help? Do you have time?"
Of course, the dynamic duo of me and Sarge always has time.
Anadoltia's like walking around Roger, make sure it is Roger this time, not the fake that was from the zoo.
Yeah, no, I'm Roger.
and you see Roger standing there. He's got his kind of green robes and everything. He looks like Roger, as far as you can tell.
You pass.
Well, Nijel, I kind of was hoping we could get your muscle.
For a price.
Of course, I'll be paying you guys, as always. And, Othgarurt? This one I think you might actually like. This might be a really cool adventure for you, actually. There's some meat bones and things.
You have my attention.
Okay. Have any of you ever heard of Gargantuland?
No, but I can already guess as to what it is.
Yeah, well, it's an amusement park. It's my favorite amusement park here in Lands of DnDTime. I go there all the time. But things are a little bad. It's been shut down for the better part of a week now. I try to go at least once a week. It's down by the Slumbering Spine, and I figured, well, I'll stop by and see what's going on, because I missed my park day twice, and it's kind of the only way I let out stress, when I go to the theme park. Well, it turns out that some people have taken over the park, apparently. And yeah, I need someone. I want you to go get my park working again. Can you do that?
We can try.
I am very good at making things out of bone.
Suddenly Sarge
cuts
in. Suddenly Sarge just cuts in like, Sovereign!
Okay. I don't know what you're saying, weird creature, Sarge.
That he's saying yes, he'll do it.
All right. Well, I can send you straight there, and then hopefully you can, deal with it there. You should probably meet Philliard Funnybone. I told him I'd be sending some people. He's the mascot of Gargantuland. And he'll be right outside, I think.
Is he any relation to Jangle Bones?
No, he's a mascot. He's not a skeleton man.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, I thought he was. Judging by the name, you'd think he would be, but no.
You'd think. Anyway, I'm gonna just teleport you right there so that we can kind of get started. All right?
Will do.
It will.
See Rogers, he starts hastily drawing some runes upon the ground, and in a few moments he's drawn a small circle of teleportation and says, all right, get in. And as the five of you four and Sarge, step into the circle, Roger completes the final rune. There is a flash of white light, and you find yourselves outside your, it's a pretty clear day. There's some birds chirping in the distance. Kind of cloudy. I mean, it's got like a couple occasional clouds, but otherwise blue sky. You see, you're at the base of some massive mountain range, the Slumbering Spine, for those of you familiar with the region. And you see, some short distance away, a large, strange shape. It appears to be the body of a gargantuan sleeping man.
Is it dead?
Up, head resting against the base of the mountains.
Is it dead or is it sleeping?
You don't know. It's just lying there.
I'm not touching that thing with a 10-foot pole.
Absolutely monstrously sized. Its head alone, you can see in the distance leaning up against the base of the mountain, is probably like 500 or 600 feet in diameter.
What is the shape of the head?
It's like a human. He's got hair and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of this body is closest to us at the moment?
You're about 1,000 feet away right now, and probably like the right arm is the closest thing because it's lying down, leaned up against the mountain like a pillow.
Wait, it's as big as the freaking mountain?
It's not as big as a mountain, but it is very large. You'd think it would take it like, if it tried, it could probably climb over the mountain. It is a giant in giants, you know. It is a giant amongst giants. It's an absolutely monstrously sized creature. But right now it's just lying on the ground.
Well,
I
that
will
explains.
begin making my way over to it.
That explains Gargantuland for you.
Okay, so Nijel, you start to just blaze a trail up ahead.
Indeed.
Othgarurt will follow shortly behind.
And Anadoltia will be on Lady Molly, just riding it up there as well.
Okay. So the lot of you make your way forward. And as you approach, you can see that this creature is, in fact, alive. At least you think. It seems to slowly heave as if breathing very, very slowly. Yet the mountains themselves here seem to heave while you climb amongst them, so who knows. But as you're kind of getting closer, you can see that this figure is not like nude or anything. They're wearing gargantuan clothing, a kind of red and yellow kind of plaid button-down shirt, maybe? You'd have to climb on top of this thing's chest, which is massive, to see if it's a button-down or not. But you can also see built up along the side of it are a bunch of little, there are, what do you call them?
Attractions?
Tents. They're tents. You see, lots of little tents. There's a couple of big signposts that hold up a banner that says Gargantuland. And yeah, you see just a bunch of stuff outside.
Please do not tell me that the Gargantuland is placed on this giant. Oh,
Where
my
do you think
God.
it gets the name from?
Well, you got a point there. When I heard Gargantuland, I expected things to be big, but this is not what I was thinking.
And as you're saying this and walking up, you can see that there's a figure. He's kind of standing under the sign. And this figure appears to be wearing a costume, like a mascot-style costume, of a very, very large bone. Kind of almost, it's designed, it looks like a dog bone. Got little arm holes sticking out, so he's got arms. And there's that clear, like, that part like would go where his face would be. That's just like a very dark mesh, so you can't see the person's face inside. But they're in this mascot costume, and as you approach, you go, "Hey, welcome to Gargantuland. I'm Philliard Funnybone. We're putting the fun in bodily functions. Unfortunately, the park is closed. You're gonna have to head on home today, friends."
Unfortunately,
is what the figure tells you.
Unfortunately, we're not heading home because our job is to solve why this place is closed.
Oh, were you sent here by Roger?
Correct.
Oh, thank God. Oh, and you see the person like lift their arms up and take the top part of this bone mascot costume off, revealing a very, very sweat-drenched teenager, basically. Oh, thank God. Oh,
I have a question.
here.
Like, is the dog bone part of the costume? It was like vertical.
It is the costume. The costume, yeah, it's like a vertical dog bone.
Okay,
That's the whole costume.
Okay, I thought it was like a horizontal, just from the head.
No, it's the whole body.
Okay, gotcha.
And yeah, it's just Roger said you should be setting someone soon. I'm very glad you could get here.
Hello, fellow warrior.
I work here.
He's not a warrior, Othgarurt.
I'm not a warrior.
He too wears the bones of his enemies.
Ooh,
that's not a real bone, Othgarurt.
It seems to be of plastic.
Why would someone wear a fake
felt. It's the worst. Oh, felt and paper mache.
Oh yes, that's
kind of rubs his face. Yeah, no, it's terrible. They've been having me out here for the last 3 days to tell people that
terrible.
They can't come into Gargantuland. Yeah,
we need to get you a real bone to wear.
I'm sure we'll have enough bones by the end of this quest to outfit this boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Roger told you guys, but basically, we promised him that we'd give him a year pass if you guys could deal with this. So if he could find someone to deal with it. Basically, someone has taken over the inside of the park. I mean, we're all still fine out here if you want like concessions or whatnot, but yeah, no, the someone's taken over. We don't know what's going on.
By inside the park, please do not tell me you mean the inside of the giant you built this on.
Yeah, the park.
You're telling me the park is also inside the giant?
Putting the fun in bodily functions. That's our catchphrase. Have you not heard of Gargantuland?
No. And now I'm actually I'm feeling a little squeamish at this prospect.
Well, don't worry. It's very clean, mostly. Don't go to the gallbladder. There's a demonic incursion there. Yeah. We just need someone to figure out who stormed the place. We have a control room up in the head. Kind of hoping, well, we figure that's where they are.
Well, it does make sense. It is where the brains of the operation are. But
yeah, the brain's there too. Be careful, not to damage it.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And Osha's just like silently like saying, "There goes the lobotomy."
Well, is there anything else I can tell you guys, or do you...
Anadoltia would like to ask about the concessions, like what they all had, because she might need some in case of getting hostages.
What is hostages?
I mean,
have to do with concession?
a whole bunch of the cast are gone. I mean, yeah, free them, please.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how long they've been captured, I mean, they might be hungry.
It's been the better part of a week. Oh God, I didn't even think about that.
So yes, let's get them some food. Anadoltia will like pack his, she asked about the concessions, try to pack as much simple food as she can in her bag.
Don't worry about the food. They're in a giant prison of flesh. If they've gone to the edge of starvation, well, they won't have starved.
That's nasty. Anyway, do you think it could point us to the way to enter this?
Sorry, just a second. And you can see that there are some elves coming out of the forest. It looks like, a classic 1960s family, but it's elves. There's one son with a balloon and a mom elf and a dad elf, and the kids skipping toward the park. Sorry, I gotta tell those people the park's closed. He hefts up the top of the bone and goes to walk over. but turns around at the last minute to talk to you before he goes to head off the people heading toward the park. Yeah, if you want, you can just head right in. Just be careful of, I guess, the gallbladder. I think there was an incursion in there we were dealing with. And then he turns back around. Hello, welcome to Gargantuland. And he starts talking to the other people.
And they'll just go ahead and just go into the park.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna follow Anadoltia, and Sarge will follow suit.
Straight to the point. Let's go.
Okay,
So
sure.
shall we?
Yeah, but
unleash
Anadoltia is
the
getting
gold-
us concession, the concession
Oh,
stuff.
just a second. What was that, Nijel?
As we're going to begin our plotting, so shall we unleash the gallbladder and let the incursion deal with the legwork?
That sounds like a terrible idea. That's just my opinion, but still.
Okay. Well, Anadoltia, as you guys are discussing unleashing the incursion, there aren't other staff members like here right now, because the park is closed. But there are like hot dog stands and stuff. I mean, classic whatever you might expect at a park.
That's pretty much what she's gathering is like the simple stuff. So they just the
Grab
hot
some raw
dogs.
hot dogs.
or any of them that might be pre-cooked or whatever.
Sarge,
Yeah.
Sarge takes a raw hot dog and just eats it.
Sorry. Sovereign. Nom, 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 nom.
Yes, exactly.
And Anadoltia does feed a few of them to Molly.
Yeah, Molly will eat a raw hot dog. She's a dog.
Yeah.
Cool. So you
I
all
will feed a hot dog to Othgarurt if he's willing.
Yes, please. I am very hungry.
Anadoltia tosses 2 hot dogs up towards Othgarurt.
He'll like catch them midair and just eat them. Like one
with
bite.
extreme lizard folk reflex. Probably using danger sense. Just huh, cha.
Exactly.
Yes,
You
you
make
missed
your
it.
way there's a set of stands, like a queue that would lead up toward the entrance to the park, which enters in this giant belly button. You clamber up sets of rickety wooden stairs built up and around onto this stomach of the slumbering giant, and sure enough, there is a passage through his belly button. You begin to lead through. This belly button is massive. I mean, even the belly button's a solid 30 or 40 feet wide. Just to give you a scale of the size of this creature, probably close to a half a mile to a mile in height if it were standing tall. And you all clamber in. The first place that you enter into appears to be perhaps the stomach of this giant, and right off the bat you can tell that things are not right. This is not like a fun amusement park. There's no lighting at all. You can see where there are a few like wooden posts that maybe would have had continual flames or things built up for ambiance, but nothing. There's no light currently coming from them. It's just darkness ahead in a very dank, wet, open cavern is what it looks like or sounds like.
So much for the fun and bodily function.
Anadoltia, sorry.
Go ahead.
I already finished. Go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead, Frog.
Anadoltia has her double sight still, so she's probably like looking around, making sure there's nothing around that would seem dangerous offhand to them, like someone waiting in ambush or anything.
Yeah, right now you're kind of on the steps heading down. I was just wondering, do you guys just charge right in? Do you try and be discreet, or what was your move?
Anadoltia will probably, as best she can, walk along the ceiling with Lady Molly while keeping an eye around things.
There isn't really a ceiling you can really. I mean, do you want to climb up on the top of the stomach? You'll be so far away from everyone else.
Yeah, keep in mind, this guy is huge. You're going to be really... The stomach's pretty tall.
Yeah.
I mean, what's like the spacing, right?
Like you would be out of sight of everyone else.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, if I'll be outside of everyone else, but I can still like let them know because I have 120 feet of magical dark.
Yeah, you'd be more than 120 feet away from them if they were on the bottom. This guy's more than 120 feet thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of a chunky giant, and even then, he's still huge.
Okay, and I guess well, what would be the closest to them, but while still within at least 100 feet of the park?
I don't know what you mean. Like, I mean,
I
I'm just saying that you can go along the ceiling, but you'll just be pretty far away from them.
May I
You'd have to, like,
suggest an
yell to talk to them.
alternative? Go along the walls of the stomach instead of going.
That's what I was trying to about to say. Like, but as long as I'm within 100 feet of y'all, like just as long as I'm like just within on the wall or something, just within 100 feet of it.
Yeah, he's gonna walk horizontally on the stomach wall.
Just to remind everyone, Othgarurt's teeth are coated in bottled moonlight, so he
They
can just
glow?
leave his maw open, and yeah, he produces light.
Well, I mean, the main reason Anadoltia wants to be like a little bit further away is so she can actually, like, if anything's hiding in the darkness behind them, she can actually warn them.
Sure. No, I thought. Okay. So, Anadoltia, you're just kind of lurking around, trying to keep a little bit of distance just for extra sight.
Yeah.
The rest of you, I guess, make your way down into the stomach. As you make your way to the bottom of the wooden stairs built inside of this giant, you can see right away there is solid ground, it looks like, not just wet stomach like maybe you were afraid, that is for walking. You can see that it's kind of like wooden, almost boardwalks that lead and branch out throughout the stomach area. And right off the bat, there's a big sign in the shape of this giant. You see the plaid shirt. There's like a big smile and a thumbs up. And you can see that the areas of the park, there's like little holes in the sign, and you can like see little caverns which show the different areas. So you find yourself, you're in the stomach right now.
So it's like a map of sorts.
Exactly. It is a park map, and it tells you which direction to go to which thing. And yeah, but it's very, very dark. None of the lights are currently functioning. And you can see that there are two main pathways. One of the pathways is up, right? That would lead toward the lungs, and then the heart, and then the brain. And one of the pathways is down, and that is toward the intestines, which at least depicted on this appears to be some sort of a log flume kind of ride.
That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of. An intestinal log. I can't. Let's just figure out where
Michael having a hard time.
Yes, I'm having a very hard time trying to understand who would do this.
Is Max, is Michael, or are both you and your character are just like
I'm actually cringing out of character thinking about an intestinal log flume. It sounds like a euphemism for diarrhea.
Whew. All right, what are the rest of y'all doing as Michael cringes?
Anadoltia's like keeping an eye out for things.
Okay, well, Anadoltia, you're kind of like a little beyond the scope of like, you're climbing around some of like the structures, because there are structures that are built here. You can see all sorts of like little mini, it's almost like a city is built around here, but all of the buildings are super tiny. It's just dioramas everywhere, and you're just kind of walking along these boardwalks along the dioramas. It's like, to scale as though you were the giant, and the little dioramas are like Central City. So you're just, yeah, they're really tiny. It's pretty cool if you like models. But Anadoltia, can you roll me a perception check? Because you're like looking around, you're trying to kind of perceive a little beyond the normal scope. A 17? So you notice that there are a couple of employee areas that are kind of behind the scenes. That you think would make a really nice shortcut to cut between, or cut around all of these dioramas without having to like clamber through them if you wanted to go somewhere quick.
Before I actually make any important decisions on that, I'll have like Lady Maul like sniff around, see if she smells anything that is off from what would be the normal scent she has smelled so far from being inside this giant.
I'm sorry, I don't know. You want her to use her keen smell?
Yeah.
Keen hearing and smell, like just anything that'll be different from like before.
Yeah, I can tell you the keen smell does not function within the giant. It just there's just too much overwhelming.
Too much bodily stench.
No, it doesn't smell that bad in that regard. It smells like an amusement park, which is almost more concerning. But
yeah, I'm actually concerned for the well-being of this giant. If it's still
he's probably not in a good shape.
That's probably why he's been asleep for so long.
And it looks like all right. So, where do you guys head? Do you start heading kind of north, or I guess to the right, toward the upper part of the body, or do you head toward the left? Toward the lower part?
You said that there were some like employee areas.
Yeah.
Could Anadoltia like wave like the team over to like one of them?
Sure, absolutely. Anadoltia calls over to the rest of you all. And yeah, hidden amongst one of the dioramas, you like open a building, which is like a secret door, and it leads into this kind of back employee hallway.
Real quick, I have an odd question.
Sure.
Would Othgarurt, being someone that's been a hunter before, who's done like the processing of animals and stuff, would he have to make any would he have to make a check of some kind to have a basic understanding of biological structuring, or would he just know that if he wanted to go to a certain part of the body, he had to head in a certain direction?
I think that you would just know that for the most part. There are probably some exceptions based on how, because they've built a lot of stuff inside this giant. So they've probably changed a couple of things, maybe blocked off some normal passages. But you're not, I mean, for the most part, I think you have a good idea.
Okay.
So if you want to reach anything, just ask me and I can let you know if you can figure it out. But yeah, do you guys all just head into the employee area to look around?
Especially if there's a shortcut to the brain, because we need to find the mastermind of this operation. But
well, and actually, you can see that like the stomach, now that you're in it, appears. It's got a food court that's all dark and there's no light. It's got some gift shops. This is the entrance and exit of the park. There are actually a few small like attractions in the stomach, like little rides, but yeah. So the rest of you, you go and check out this employee area. If you're looking around, this is Othgarurt, you're looking at this and you're like, you can just tell this cannot be good for this giant because there's concrete here. They've laid concrete over this part. There's a small kind of bathroom area for the employees. There are cigarette butts on the ground. And it is otherwise just a very kind of dingy, disappointing area that you found. It does, however, lead pretty quickly up toward the next part of the body, the lungs.
I do have a question. Like, did we ever confirm what kind of giant it was?
This is not like a regular giant. This is an enormous creature.
Well, Anadoltia is at least going to attempt to make a nature check to determine what kind of enormous creature it is.
Sure. It's some sort of titan, some sort of ancient titanic creature. These aren't just walking around all over the place. This might be the only one. You don't know.
All right.
So I say we proceed to the lungs and try and see how close we can get to the brain.
Fake bone wearing pretender said that there was a incursion in the gallbladder. We will have to move further down the digestive tract to reach it.
Indeed.
He also said don't mess with it.
Well, We are here to solve problems, are we not?
If they
Yeah,
can't even
I
protect this
don't-
place from a few hoodlums that would try to take over this thing's mind, do you really think that they have that incursion under any level of control?
Yeah, I think we should I think the main problem is in the brain. I think we should go there first, because that's where the guy said it's probably the problem source.
Very well. I am in the company of royalties, so to speak. I will not question your judgment.
All right. So it sounds like you guys are heading along, or I guess through the employee shortcut up toward the lungs. So as you kind of make your way through the employee area, it is dark, it is dingy. It's not a very pleasant area. It's a lot of just concrete.
Are there
But-
any fleshy walls in here?
Pardon? Any flesh?
Is there
walls?
anywhere
I haven't
with, like-
seen any yet?
No, okay.
You haven't like looked around. You didn't look around the stomach area very much. And you just kind of went straight to the employee area, which was built into some of the one of the dioramas. But yeah, like for perspective, you came down just the stairway in the middle of the stomach. I guess you saw some fleshy roof when you came in, probably some fleshy ceiling. But you never got to like the sides of the stomach to see the fleshy parts.
Gotcha.
And so as you're walking down this employee area, you see up ahead something a little out of the ordinary. You notice that there appears to be, well, the walls go from kind of gray to splotchy black, and it kind of is gradual at first, like you don't really notice it. And then by the time you realize, you're like, yeah, there's a lot of like splotchy black. It's almost like mold all over the concrete walls here. And it's starting to like be on the floor ahead of you too. And you can see up ahead, there was a door that would have exited from the employee area into the park proper. And that door appears to be broken off its hinges and just kind of lying on the ground.
Just when I thought this couldn't get any worse, there's a mold infestation in the employee room of the body of a giant.
Does it look like it got broken off going towards the lungs or towards the stomach?
Toward the lung, or toward the stomach.
So something.
Oh no, toward the
from-
lungs. Toward the lungs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like something's come through this employee area so much as it just. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, really.
Sarge, could you do me a favor and take a little peek through that doorway to make sure we don't get jumped? Because I think there's something in those lungs.
Sarge goes to move forward, and as Sarge moves over this kind of black Icarus mold, it clearly is an Icarus mold. It's sticky and kind of sticks to Sarge's feet as they walk over it, and it, you know, he can move fine, but it just slows him down a little bit, and you see the mold kind of like undulate and almost move in reaction to that. It doesn't like attack him or anything, but it's alive to some degree. Sarge makes it to the doorway and looks beyond, and Sarge can convey to you all, I guess, fine enough, or convey to Michael, and Michael can convey to you. This leads out into the lungs.
And can you see anything out of the ordinary in the lungs?
Well, the lungs, you can see this area. It has some dim lights that are still functioning, spread around. Not many of them, but you can see massive ribs that span the entirety of this huge chamber. You see two huge, basically sacs that are the lungs. They're just pinkish, but they appear to be kind of infected, and you see that kind of black Icarus kind of mold all over them, spiraling like veins almost up one of the lungs. And there are also queuing, like little queues and ways to go into the lungs if you'd want to go into the lungs.
Oh great. It appears that not only is this park filled with evil, it is also disease.
Are there any fleshy walls here now that we've come out to the lungs?
Yes, they are beyond the ribs, but like you see them.
Can
It's kind of hard
get
to.
them?
Yeah, I think you can. The ribs. I mean, you have to like reach past the ribs, and you have to like climb over the small barriers that are built to keep people from going over there. But you can climb out onto the ribs and get over to one of the fleshy walls if you wanted.
I will touch the fleshy wall with my flesh to see if it actually has any warmth or like blood flowing. Like, at this rate, is the giant still alive with all of this body horror going on?
It appears to be. It's still damp. It is still warm. It's kind of like the inside of your lip. So like, it's not like your hand sinks into it or anything, but it does, you can like push it. It's still fairly taut and has a warmth and wetness to it. And then you all see the lungs inflate like a giant breath had been taken. And then a few moments later, deflate back to their normal size. And when they expand, they get big.
So,
well, it would seem it is in fact alive.
Can I make a check to see if there's another employee door nearby, different from the one we came in?
Yeah, you could look around if you'd like. Sure.
Yeah, I want to make a perception check for that.
Well, Michael's looking around for that, knowing there's a demonic incursion in the gallbladder and seeing this black slime. I'm gonna go ahead and do my paladin sense.
Excellent. Yeah, with your divine sense, it is clear to you that the demonic incursion has spread from the gallbladder. Maybe at some point they had it under control, but in the week or so that they have not been in here, this is definitely some demonic ichor that is starting to infect the lungs. Now, the lungs are gargantuan. I mean, they're absolutely monstrously sized, so it's still going to probably take some time, you think, but you don't know what the inside of the lungs are looking like. There is a door if you want to go into them.
I suppose I'll get to that while Michael's looking around.
Yeah, Michael, if you're looking around, you're not really seeing anything else that would resemble an employee door to you. The last one was very well hidden, and combined with the darkness in the area and the black slime, you can't really find another employee door. You're sure there's got to be one, but you're not seeing it right. You find like some outhouses that have been set up like porta potties.
Why? The moment
you gotta go to the bathroom, you guess.
Yeah, but you're going to the bathroom inside this God. I'm just shaking my head in response to all.
It would seem this black mold, ichor, what have you, is indeed of demonic heritage. I imagine whoever the fools were that sought to overthrow this place a week ago have already met a fate as bad as this giant's. I imagine the incursion has already spread to the brain at this rate.
Well, the brain is if not the most important organ in the body. So I think saving the brain is a very wise decision.
And if not, we can always cut off the brain to end this thing before it becomes awakened under demonic influence.
So Anadoltia's like looking around, and she's like pretty much like trying to judge the size and like all that. So question about like just from like where we are right now, about how far will it be to the brain?
There's the heart and then the brain are the next two attractions.
Okay.
That actually brings me up to another question.
Actually, the brain's not even an attraction. You don't know how you would even get to there. You assume you need to get like an employee entrance from the heart, but.
So I have a question. Is there another one of these maps places in the lung area, just like there was in the stomach area?
There absolutely is.
Okay, because I will study that to see where the path is to go to the heart.
Yeah, I mean, you find it. It's just past the lungs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just kind of up ahead.
Okay, so I suggest we move further to the heart and see what we can find there. Probably more disgusting black whatever this is.
As you were saying earlier, you feel that we should get to the heart of the situation. Yes?
Good one.
Anadoltia just face palming.
Giant coughs, everyone dies. All right, no. So you guys make your way out. So no one's gonna go inside the lungs. No one wants to go hang out in the lungs.
Is that not the path forward?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to go into the lungs themselves. You can just go past them toward the heart. The lungs are like an attraction. They're like a ride.
I'll cast eyes into the lungs to see how bad the echor has spread.
Okay. Yeah, so you go, there are two large lungs. One of them seems kind of infected with the ichor, the other one does not. I assume, so you go into the ichor infected one?
Yes.
Okay. You go in and you make your way through the absolutely outrageously long queue. I mean, it's just, there's no one there, but it's meant to hold like a lot of people in this queue.
I do the Shrek thing where I just walk through all the things.
You just pull everything over. Oh, rude. They are solid. They're not like velvet, held by posts. But I mean, if you wanted, you could just break through them. It would just take you some time.
My reputation is on the line. I will cut through them as I progress.
You start hacking the wooden queuing apart. Yeah, you make your way over to the entrance to the lungs, and looking in, you can see there are a couple of attractions. But the very first of all, there are little like things you can hook yourself to, so that you don't get blown away when the giant breathes. But you can see that there are a couple of rides in here. One of them appears to be a bungee jumping, you think, kind of deal. You're not really sure how it would work, but it's there. The other one is one of those kind of like fall chambers. It's stuff like that. Just kind of fun, rides, basically. But you can see that on the far side of the lungs, where that black ichor is, you see the black ichor on the inside of the lung too. And you can see that there are these large kind of bulbous pustules that appear to be kind of undulating. And yeah, it seems like there are like little demons forming inside of it.
Well,
little demons forming? Ugh.
Yeah.
One thing all doctors and clerics say that no one actually follows is you never pop an undulating pustule that has demons for it. But I'll go and lance these, so to speak.
Oh, you're gonna go just poke them?
Yeah,
where is everyone else?
I guess we're all pretty much waiting to see what he does.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys are all just kind of watching him go over to poke him.
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally or inadvertently damage the lungs even more than they already are.
Close enough to jump in and help if he needs it.
Yeah,
And also pretty much has and also pretty much has a Eldritch Blast / Play Touch Splash ready.
Alrighty. As you go, and what are you poking them with?
My...
Well, give me an attack roll.
There we go.
Alrighty. And that's the mithril katana, correct?
It is indeed.
As you take the katana and slash up it, you hit. Can you roll me the damage? All right, that'll do. You slash up a radiant flash of light from your blade, and you can see you slice right into this undulating pustule, and you see a figure fall out, roughly humanoid in shape, you think. They are wearing a costume that's not too different than the guy that you saw outside, except this one appears to be like a large lung mascot costume. But you can see where, you know, the head part, the head covering is gone, and the face of this figure is distorted and twisted beyond all imagination. It is just a horrible, ragged, almost a heap of pustuled, boiled flesh. It's hardly even recognizable as human, but it does have, you know, 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth.
Is he dead?
Well, no. And you find that as the eyes open, and it makes a horrible screaming sound toward you, Lance, or toward you, Nijel, and I'd like you all to roll for initiative for me.
Well, it appears the staff have turned into demons. Great.
All right, let me get these boys started. All right, we haven't dropped any frames this time, so it literally is just Skype, boys. 100%. All right. Nice rolls for the most part. Okay. So Nijel, you get to go first because you initiated the combat here, even though you rolled terribly. What else would you like to do? You've made 1 attack. This creature lies upon the ground before you, and you see the other pustules begin to like violently undulate.
How many other pustules are there?
A dozen. It's not hard to tell. They're kind of like piled on top of each other.
Well, this first one is alive enough to scream, so I'll just kind of try to stab it while it's on the ground screaming.
Okay.
Well, you have advantage. It is prone.
And you absolutely do. Alrighty. Bright side is this thing doesn't have a lot of health. Sorry, not a lot of armor, because it's made of flesh for the most part. And you're gonna hit that for an additional 8 points of damage. So that will be 8 plus, how many did you do it for? 15, so 23 total?
That sounds right.
Yeah, he is still there. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that bonus action roll. Where is it? Why can I never see it when I need to see it? There.
Alrighty. Your shield of confidence swirls around you, protecting you, magically, of course. And we move to the next initiative order, Michael Verity. What would you like to do? You see this one former staff member hissing and screaming, writhing upon the ground before Nijel, and you see all of the other boils and pustules beginning to twist and move as well.
I will. Both me and Sarge are going to move to, I don't know how far that will be to move, but...
You're about 30 feet. You guys are staying safe, but, close enough distance.
I will move to a different pustule, but I will have Sarge move to the one that's already on the ground, and he is going to... Give me a moment.
Sure. Sarge runs up and... with one cleave of his bladed arm, the Sovereign finishes off that one that you had killed, Nijel, or that you had maimed, and it is now dead.
And I am going to attack one of the violently throbbing pustules to see if it damages and does something in a good way.
Sure. A 16 will hit. Go ahead and give me that damage. And they are absolutely chaotic. Hit him for 22. Yeah, you stab forward, and the pustule just pops and breaks, and the creature, again, very similar, falls out. Again, dressed in a lung costume, but, like, it's a hideous, wretched monster. The one thing I do need, Michael, is you were just kind of rushing in and attacking this.
Do I need to make a save?
You need to make a dexterity saving throw as the pustule splatters.
God.
Would he be within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, he is, definitely.
Wait, does that mean I get a bonus to that?
You get a 9.
That doesn't help.
Not quite enough. So you get splattered with demonic ichor until you take an action to clean it off of yourself. Or I guess Sarge could use his action to do it. Oh no, because Sarge doesn't have an action to use as part of your economy, right? Until you take an action to clean it off of yourself, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Oh, and ability checks, sorry.
Well, yikes. That's all I have to say to that.
As you are splished. All right. Is that the end of your turn, Michael?
Yes, that is the end of my turn.
Anadoltia, what would you like to do? There are 10 pustules remaining.
Anadoltia have Lady Molly move just like in a calm fashion enough to where she get near Michael.
Sure.
But she's aiming the ring of Midas towards the pustules, and she's going to just attempt to. She's pretty much behind Michael, but she's aiming the ring in a way where she could pretty much turn just the pustules to gold.
Gotcha. All right, the pustules don't have constitution, so they fail. And you blast all of them, they all turn to gold. As well as a huge 60-foot cone swath of the inside of the lung.
Well, shit. You just turned a bunch of the lung to gold.
You didn't think the concrete was enough.
Hey.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
And those like looked like, hey, at least it'll slow down whatever's inside those. And then Anadoltia like just, and that would be the end of Anadoltia's turn.
All right.
Actually, wait. Can I use a bonus action to help clean Michael off?
No, it's an action.
It's an action to
Anyone
clean
can
me
use
off.
an action to clean them off if they wanted, but
Okay, in that case, never mind. That's the end of my turn.
okay. All right, it's their turns. You see nothing at first, and then you see some of the gold break apart, like an egg shell cracking, and you see one of these creatures pulling themselves forward. Their arms also fleshy and distorted in the same kind of way, but also elongated. It looks like some of these are actual multiple employees that have almost been merged together into one creature. And yeah, the other creatures all spend their action breaking out of the golden shells that they are now in, and drop down onto the platform around you.
They drop prone, correct?
They stand back up. They have enough movement to stand up. Yeah. So they are just all up in your grill now, but they cannot attack you because they use their actions to get out. Othgarurt, it is your turn.
Yes. Onward to combat.
These things are horrifying.
All the more reason to put them down very quickly.
Of course, yeah, no, I'll assume.
Othgarurt will charge in instantly going into a rage and gonna slam down his halberd onto one of the nearest that he can reach.
Sure. the first one, unfortunately, is not going to quite connect, but the second halberd absolutely will. And are you going after the one that Michael was hitting, or the other one?
I'm just going after
Or-
whichever one is closest to where he started out at, which I'm not sure if that'll be
Okay,
the same one that
that'll
Michael's
just be a
engaging.
random one, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so you slash one for 16 points of damage, your halberd cleaving into it, and it screaming in its horrible demonic way. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Othgarurt?
I don't think there's anything else I can do currently.
Okay, at the top of the initiative, you have caused environmental damage. The giant, in that case, it's kind of like a layer action almost, or the layer moves, but it's not good for anyone. The giant coughs violently. I need everyone to roll strength saving throws.
Oh dear.
Pass.
Am I in 10 feet of, or are any of us in 10
You're
feet
all
of?
within 10 feet of Nijel. Alrighty.
So it'll be 14 from me then.
Yeah, you all save. As he coughs, you feel yourselves getting like thrown around. But yeah, seems you're all right.
What about the Rutterkins?
I should probably roll for them as well. Now that I'm thinking about it. How many is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Roll 9, D20 is greater than, and then a plus 2, so he's going to be 12 or higher. Oh my god, what?
Only 2 of them.
Jeez, alright. 7 of them fall prone as they get bludgeoned around. And actually, I should also roll the damage. Jesus. It's not a lot of damage, but they get kerbludgeoned. Okay. What would you all like to do now? In fact, actually, I'm sorry, not you all. Nijel, what would you like to do? Apologies.
Let's get this going. I'll go to one of the prone ones and
Right in front of you, or more or less.
bingo. Actually, how many of the enemy are within 10 feet of me?
A ton of them. There's actually, I just realized, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw at the start of your turn, as you look at these horrible creatures and you're gripped with crippling fear.
I'm immune to fear.
Never mind, you ignore that. There's a lot of them around you.
However-
they're all within 10 feet of you.
I would like all of them to give me a wisdom saving throw.
They are immune to fear.
They are immune to fear. You are immune to fear. You are all fearless.
Apologies, Michelle.
Soon.
Does that actually affect this? Yes, it does. Okay. Oh, actually, they still need to roll a wisdom saving throw, or they have to drop what they're holding. Which they're not holding anything currently.
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't do anything in this situation, unfortunately.
Okay, that's all I got.
Alrighty, we move to the next in the initiative order then. Michael Verity, what would you like to do? Actually, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw. There are 9 of them remaining. This is a pretty hard save.
Does a 15 pass? Well, actually, no, that'd be a 20.
Plus 4,
19.
19. 19 is the DC.
Wow.
Right now, because there are 9 of them there. Yep, so you're good. Barely.
Okay, so I'm going to...
The fleshy creatures, hiss out and scream, and for a moment, you feel yourself gripped with crippling fear. You want to run, but you can't, and you just look, and for a minute, you feel as though all is lost, but then you look to your buddy Sarge, and Nijel standing behind him, slaughtering these things, and you feel, no, you can do this.
Yes, I can do this, but first, I must spend an action to clean myself. Which is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you just clean the demonic ichor off of your head.
But then I use action.
Oh shit, okay.
And now I'm going to go to one of them.
Yeah, so they're almost all prone.
They're almost all prone. Oh, lovely. I'm going to trip attack one.
Okay. That'll hit, because, that'll just hit. You going for the ones that's already injured or a different one?
One that's already injured.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your damage. Total 22.
7. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's dead now.
Yeah, you finish off the one Othgarurt that you had just hit gets finished off by Michael Verity with a single swing of Veritius.
And then I have Sarge go over, and he spends 1 power point to use trip attack as well. So he gets it. So now he is going to attack at the advantage.
A question for Sarge. There are 2. There's one that's like grievously injured and prone, and there are a bunch more that are just not really hurt and prone. Which one would you like to go for?
Grievously. The one that's actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for one that's not grievously injured because the others can finish that one off easily.
Sure.
So attack with
advantage in the attack.
21 plus. That's 28 damage. Is that enough to kill one outright?
Not quite. Off by 2 hit points.
Yikes.
Well, at least 2 after the 6 he'd already taken. Sarge runs up with his bladed arms and goes, "Sovereign!" and slashes down at the prone flesh creature, which again lets out a horrible gurgling scream. And Anadoltia, what would you like to do? Oh, I'm sorry. I need you to start your turn with Wisdom saving throw. The DC is now 18.
I will say I have advantage because.
Anadoltia is brave.
Very brave.
I mean, yeah, no problem. You resist the
Oh,
crippling
no,
fear.
I'm pretty sure I have to do one for Molly as well.
Does Molly need to?
Yes, actually. Molly, however, is very scared. Molly is restrained with fear.
Well, I mean, Anadoltia wasn't really going to move anywhere. How many of those creatures are, like, within 5 feet of me that are prone?
Within 5 feet, probably 3 of them.
All right, that's good. So in that case,
I mean, they're just all around.
All right, give me a moment to get these casts.
Rocking this so far.
Gonna check it. Actually, since they're within 5 feet of me, actually, Anadoltia will dismount from Lady Molly, cast armored Chirno on her, which is armor Agathis.
Yep.
And she's just pretty much gonna be walking up to him and just like kind of like stepping on their face.
Are you just gonna try and provoke opportunity attacks from these prone monsters?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Wait, so
Are you just gonna run through them?
No, I'm not running through them. I'm pretty much walking on top of at least those 3.
Those 3. Okay, so there are 3 opportunity attacks against you.
But they have disadvantage.
They absolutely do. They attempt to bite you with disadvantage. Nah. 7.
Miss.
16.
That wouldn't hit, but it takes 20 cold damage, and I take 9.
God. And I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw or become diseased. Never mind. And then the third one gets a 21. Wow.
Yeah, that will also hit, but it also takes
a 20 cold damage.
Yeah, it does take the 20 cold damage, and I'm gone. I also take 1 regular hit point damage because that's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
regular damage. Can you roll me another Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, 1 moment.
As this kind of ichor is splat. Oh my god.
Oh my god. the double con crits.
Something about the Feywild doesn't like demonic ichor, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, it ruins the fashion sense of the world. I mean, of course we're gonna hate it. Not to mention, I think this is Christmas all over again.
Are you saying Othgarurt?
I'm just saying, a porcelain doll can't really get sick anyways.
That's true. They can only be smashed. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8 remaining demons get to their feet, kind of gurgling, and they attempt to bite at you. Oh, and their bites are not just like from their heads. Again, these seem like distorted, twisted creations where like multiple of the employees have been fused together. The bites are at the end of their long and lanky arms, their flesh arms. So we're gonna have there 8 of them. 3 of them are gonna go for Anadoltia, because Anadoltia just pissed off 3 of them. So Anadoltia, that is a 6.
That would miss. That would hit.
Can I have another con save?
Great.
Does the armor of Agatha still apply?
I lost it when it did over 21 when it did over 20 damage.
Oh.
Oh, and you can ignore the text that's in there for that save. It's just the demonic ichor. They ichor you if you fail. And a critical hit. Oh my gosh!
Shit. Okay, so yeah, that is gonna hit me for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, at least that one does not do the Constitution. But the last one, I'm pretty sure.
Damage.
Well, actually, would 18 succeed or?
Yeah. The DC for the save is 13.
Oh, okay.
You're fine. All right, so that was Anadoltia. We got 3 attacks.
Say 9, 14 plus 12.
Yeah, and I think what we have is we got 2 coming at you, Othgarurt. A 5 and a 16.
Ooh, that hurts.
16 meets.
All right, gonna be 14 piercing damage. Can roll me a con save, and then I will roll the ones against. Yeah, of course. Against Nijel, 10, a 22, and a critical hit. Oh.
Wow, they actually get past my AC, though the crit barely gets past, which is funny.
Well, critical hits, you know.
Do any go against me or Sarge?
2 are coming. Oh, one's against each of you, actually.
Oh, interesting.
All right. And I need you to roll that. So actually, Nijel, can you fail a DC 13 con save?
Well, beyond that, I'm immune to disease.
Oh, so yeah, whatever. And then that's at Sarge and 14 at Michael. So.
Both miss, and I am both miss, and those are the worst mistakes I ever made because I'm going to use Repose.
Oh my goodness! You parry and strike back. Go ahead. Oh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's dead. Oh, did I forget? I'm also making. Oh, did I also forget that Sarge is also spending a PowerPoint to repost as well?
Okay.
So Sarge.
Can he do that? Holy shit!
Yeah, it's whenever I use it.
Yeah, he can do it too. Yeah, Jesus. All right.
So go.
All right. That doesn't kill the other one. The other one's still out. All right. That's their turns. I think more of them died on their turns than lived. Othgarurt, it's your move. Their numbers are whittling down. There are only 7 remaining.
I predict you're going to ask for a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
But I'm raging, so.
Oh, your mindless rage as you foam at the mouth. And no. How is it mindless or is it focused? In your case,
definitely more focused in this case.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's a cool name for an ability, but I think it's just Othgarurt has a driven goal here. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Speaking of his driven goal, he's going to try to move around the crowd to focus on hitting the 2 that are badly wounded. Are they dead already?
There are 4 that are grievously injured.
Okay, then just any 2 of those he's going after.
Yeah, recklessly. I mean with the halberd, because halberd's got reach, right?
Yeah.
You can just hit them where you stand. You can just swing.
And this will be reckless.
Absolutely. You hit, and you hit. And are those against different targets?
Yes.
Okay.
2 different...
2 beautiful sweeps and 2 destroyed demons. Your halberd shing cleaves them in twain, and you can, as you see, as the halves of the carcasses fall to the ground, they kind of still twist and jerk on the ground, defeated and clearly no longer a threat. But I mean, you'd have to like burn them to obliterate them, or something of the like. You don't know what necessarily what needs to be done, but they are vanquished.
his halberd does fire damage.
Yeah, you don't, and I guess that way you know it's not fire. Fire would not obliterate them.
Fair enough.
There's something you need to do to obliterate them. Probably radiant damage because they're demons. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Othgarurt? There are only 5 left.
I don't think there's anything else I can do with my action economy.
All right, Nijel, your move.
Let's splatter them. I'll go at the other 2 that are both looking pretty roughed up.
Okay. All right, that'll hit.
16? Ah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're fleshy humans in mascot costumes.
For
that are
16 with some radiant.
That'll kill it. Just obliterate it. It
Bingo.
does not twist and undulate as it hits the ground. It dies. It's just flesh.
And then let's go with the other grievously wounded one.
All right. Another hit. And another... Oh, no! Would you like to smite?
Oh, of course, you know me too.
Okay.
Just a level 1, and oh, they're a fiend!
They are, in fact, a fiend.
Oh,
Oh
my.
my god! Yeah, that one's super dead. That one turns to ashes, you kill it. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Nijel? There are only 3 remaining.
I'm confident enough I don't need to waste one of my higher level spell slots to get another poke.
Cool. Michael Verity. There are 3 left. Can you take them all out?
Do I still need to make wisdom save? So I'm assuming it's a 13. Wisdom
Yeah, you do. It is a 13. You're good. Oh, can Sarge roll me wisdom save? Actually, I don't think Sarge can fail because he has with the aura from Nijel. Yeah, Sarge can't fail. Go on.
Sarge can't fail. Yeah. Anyway.
Your proficiency bonus and that. Yeah. No.
1 attack from me and 1 attack from Sarge. Again.
All right. Are you going for the weakened ones? There's only 1 really injured one left.
I'll go for 1 injured. I will go for 1 injured one.
Cool. You'll hit. And you'll finish him off. And the radiant light from your blade obliterates it. And Sarge's swing.
I will spend a superiority die to add a commanding strike under this one. To Sarge.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's an 11 hit.
Oh no, 11 misses!
Yikes.
No! Sarge goes to swing. Sarge runs up and he's got his blade arms. So he begins to spin around like a spinning slash. And unfortunately, Othgarurt's halberd just kashunks that demon before Sarge can get to him. And Sarge didn't really notice because he was too busy having fun just spinning around. And yeah, unfortunately, the demon Sarge was going to kill is already dead. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Michael, on your turn?
Well, not really. No, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Now, I have an interesting thing about Commanding Strike. So what does Commanding Strike do exactly?
So what Commanding Strike does is I spend 1 of my attacks to basically give an attack as a someone else an attack as a reaction that can see or hear me.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so that was that. Anadoltia, it's your move. There's only 2 left.
Take it. Are they near me or?
Yeah, I mean they're not adjacent to you currently.
Regardless, I'm still gonna hit him with some fate touch.
Sure.
Or at least attempt to.
All right, we hit the second one for 11 points. It is pretty badly injured. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Probably stay by the nearest ally.
Alrighty. It will splurge. Actually, no. They will attack now with their bitey arms at, they were attacking Nijel. And then they will attack Othgarurt. 21 Othgarurt.
That'll hit.
13 piercing to damage, which I think you resist, actually, because you're raging. But you do need to roll that con save. And you're good. All right, Othgarurt, your move. 2 good hits will finish this combat right here. Actually, one would have to be a spectacular hit. It's your turn.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
It's all good. Oh, the Skype mute.
Yep.
Classic D&D time.
Let's see if I can recklessly manage 2 brutal hits.
Yeah.
Split amongst them.
Go for it. I mean, you need one of them. You can just like a normal hit will probably do. You need a spectacular one for the second guy. All right, you'll hit them both. Go ahead and give me the first roll. That was not a spectacular hit. Oof. But that second one will still finish off the other. So you hit one pretty hard with the halberd, swing it around and cleave the head off of the other one. The body kind of like twists and tries to lash around for a moment before just kind of collapsing upon the ground, jolting and twisting in its death throes. And Nijel, only one remains. It turns to you, mouth kind of hanging open, drool just kind of splishing down its fleshy face as it looks at you hungrily.
I'll look at it, and in a steely, cold voice, as I bring my blade toward, if you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma, I'll miss.
Oh no!
You may be entitled to financial compensation.
The first one, it reacts like, and that's why your swing misses. But then with an uppercut, shing, almost as though it were an intentional move to miss the first attack. You cleave it across the chest and 15, cleave it in twain diagonally up the chest. It collapses upon the ground. And in a moment, the din of battle fades away, and you find yourselves once again just in the lungs.
Well, I think we've only stopped part of the problem. I think we need to get to the brain still.
I need you all to roll strength saving throw as the giant breathes in.
Okay,
I still get a +4. So do I still succeed with a 13?
Can you get? No, you don't.
Ow.
Michael, you fall prone. You get knocked around and you fall prone.
Oh wait. Actually, can Sarge fail this?
Bludgeon damage.
Something.
I don't think he can with the +4 from Nijel.
No, he gets a he gets a +8 and a +4.
Yeah, he's fine. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, you fall over. And you stand around. You have dealt with one of the issues. What would you like to do next?
And also ask someone for something to like help her recover a bit.
I'm going to see if I can lead the way to the brain.
Sure.
I'll hit Anadoltia with my racial healing hands for.
Cool. Nijel offers succor in the form of healing hands, and in Anadoltia you feel the healing light flow into you. How much health did you gain? 9.
9.
Is it healing light or healing darkness?
It's a nice, calming sense of, you look in the void looks back, and sometimes the void helps.
Sometimes the void's like, not today, man. I'll get you tomorrow. All right.
So it's basically just eternal twilight.
So,
midnight.
You heal out a little bit. Michael, you were leading the way up toward the heart?
Yep.
You make your way up to the heart. You see more kind of abandoned relics of this amusement park built inside the slumbering giant. And you can see that there's some there's stuff around here. that like you really wouldn't expect. It's like a petting zoo, which it seems like the demons haven't gone there yet, which is really bizarre. It's got like sheep and things in it, but they're just kind of walking around. They look kind of sad.
And also feed a hot dog to a sheep.
You go hug a sheep.
No, and it was just like trying to feed a hot dog to a sheep.
The sheep eats the hot dog because it's very hungry. It's been a while since anyone's fed it.
Sheep are not carnivorous, Anadoltia. What are you doing?
They look hungry.
It's okay.
She continues to feed them.
It will grow big and strong now and become a mighty hunter someday.
About 30 sheep just kind of rush over to that. Probably not 30, probably like 15 sheep. It's like a decent petting zoo. Rush over to that side because they see that you have food and they're very hungry.
Yeah, Anadolcia's doing her good deed by feeding sheep hot dogs.
And then the kids that pet them got eaten. The end. I'm kidding.
Can Othgarurt carve some of the fleshy stuff, the fleshy tissue from around the area to feed the sheep with, so that they all get to eat?
I'm just gonna walk away in disgust now.
Oh God. Yeah, no problem. There's a bouncy house, which is just like, it's just all squishy, like body. But yeah, you guys.
Everything about this makes me uncomfortable.
There are some other like morally ambiguous and kind of gross attractions here in the park. You don't know why Roger likes this place. Look, you have no idea why Roger likes this place.
Oh, we know. They put the fun in bodily functions. That's why he likes it.
And yeah, you make your way up to the heart. The heart appears to be like a swan boat thing. You go into a swan boat, you ride into the heart. It's a dark cave. You know, it's supposed to be romantic, but it's just a closed down attraction right now. Slowly beats. Like very slowly. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
I'm just gonna pretend to forget the fact that you just fed sheep meat, and I'm going to the brain.
I would like to sniff the heart to make sure that the heart is not as infected as the lung.
No, the heart doesn't seem to be infected. It seems like there was a fairly small breed. I mean, just by like the scope of these demons, your guess is like one of the employees down in the gallbladder probably got infected and came up to here, and then started doing the demon multiply kind of weird demon thing. So,
Anadolcia wants to use her dark vision to see like as we progress further, if there's any like little security camera, like something that like akin to a camera system.
There's not. Nothing of the kind. But you do find a passage leading up toward the brain if you'd like to head up there.
Employee passage or a regular passage?
Pardon?
Employee passage or a regular passage?
It's through an employees only door, but it is like a fleshy passage.
All right.
I say we go up to it and save the brain.
Okay. As you make your way up, you get to a point where you're kind of walking along the spine up toward the brain, where the passage kind of leads out. There's not any concrete poured here or anything, thank God. But there are like wooden supports and things. So there's like a little wooden kind of boardwalk, again, built on top of it with little railings so you don't fall off. It's very weird. It's like this gigantic spine. And as you make your way upward, you come to a doorway, and you can see there is a mascot costume wearing human. They are wearing kind of a costume that looks kind of like a brain, and they are kind of just slumped on the ground on the side of the passage. And there's a doorway up ahead of them that's kind of jammed half open.
I check if the brain people are alive or dead.
He seems like he's not alive. Actually, he's probably alive, but like grievously, he's dying. He needs like serious help. He probably needs like food and water and weeks of medical attention.
Oh, well, crap. Hey guys, I think we should try. Is there anything we can do to help this man? at least stay a bit longer so we can get him out of here?
Anadoltia,
He's not gonna die any second now. He's fine until the end of the adventure.
Okay, that's fine then. Well, anyway, is there anything else in the brain that's out of the ordinary besides being inside?
Well, and you see on that employee, their face appears to like, there's a lot of like blood, like dried, caked blood, kind of that would have run from their nose just down the rest of their face and out of their ears and stuff. Like they've had serious mental trauma. And you find a couple more employees as you continue up this passageway, and the fleshy walls start getting, well, all at once are replaced. There's a bit of a void, maybe a foot gap, and then you can see weird spongy brain walls up ahead.
Anadoltia wants to look at the people like enough where she I guess a medicine check, see what kind of like trauma they really had. Like if it's something within their head, or like something like bashed them in the head.
Sure. Can you roll me a medicine check? Yeah, you don't know if your heads are broken.
Yeah.
I'll give you this because you guys are, you know, there are 4 of you. One of you is a paladin. You have some medical knowledge. You know, they don't appear to have taken damage. You know, they haven't been like bludgeoned. They've just experienced some sort of mental trauma that has caused, you know, their head to bleed.
Anadoltia doesn't like the look of it. So she's the one thing she really wants to do is like keep an eye on those, because she's afraid like maybe something, you know, there's no really trauma on the body or anything.
Yeah.
So she's afraid something might just burst out of something.
Yeah, they seem just discarded, just like lying around.
Do they seem responsive?
No, they're absolutely out. Like you slap them a couple times, they're out. Yeah, barely alive would be my descriptor for them.
I cast light cantrip on a small hunk of nearby flesh and do the pupil.
You're in the brain part now, or you're just before the brain part. You want to grab a chunk of brain?
If it's the closest thing I can just grab willy-nilly to do this on, yes.
All right, you rip out a chunk of brain.
Why did you rip a brain chunk out?
I need some kind of object to cast light on. It doesn't just create a little floating orb. I do the pupil check.
Okay, and what are you trying to discern?
Whether their pupils contract in the light and then dilate when I remember.
Yeah, they do. They're alive. You're able to discern that.
Well, anyway, I'm going to proceed into the brain.
Were you doing anything else with that, Nijel? Now that you know that these, like, maybe half dozen employees scattered around that you run into are still alive?
I'll cut one of them on the hand. Do they seem to have any reaction to pain?
They don't react. They're totally unconscious. And yeah, they don't seem to react at all.
Nijel, we don't have time to check them. If they are alive, we can help them later.
I don't care about helping them. I just don't want to end up like them once we enter the brain.
Very well.
This reminds me of fine flares.
Anadoltia's going to stay like outside of the area of the brain and just keep watch over these bodies, so just in case something happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the brain's not as big as you would hope. But yeah, so you guys start to climb into the brain, and again, it's like a walkway path. They've clearly like hollowed out this path into the brain, which is not good for this poor giant. And Michael, you're leading the way. Othgarurt behind. Nijel, you third in line, and Anadoltia by the door.
Yeah, Anadoltia's like staying like she wants to keep watch over those bodies because she doesn't like the fact that like while they're unconscious, but they still have lost a lot of blood from the just whatever mental trauma it may be. So she's keeping an eye on.
Gotcha.
I will say at the first like call out for danger, she will rush up to the others.
Cool. As you make your way into the brain, you see. What are all your passive perceptions?
15.
14.
Okay. Oh, that's correct. You at least see that there are tiny little like holes in the ground beneath you because it's squishy at this point. And there are places where there's obviously like boot steps and everything, but there are small little holes as if someone were like stabbing with a spear, but it's very regular, like little spear-like legs of something moving, would have passed through this way. Do you care at all?
How many things are there that you know of that have sharp, pointy feet?
Besides Sarge, I don't know.
I can only think of giant spiders. I think there may be a giant spider in this brain.
I think it's gonna be a demonic spider, judging by what we saw in the lung.
Well, Lost is one of the demon lords, so it makes sense.
Let's just be careful not to damage the brain any more than it probably already is.
And let's remain aware. We are not alone.
Yep.
Othgarurt, as you say that, I'd like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw as you hear a weird kind of whisper in the back of your mind. No, you're not. And the voice continues, and I wouldn't like to be alone either. Stay with your friends. Move toward the back. I'll have need of you soon. And you feel compelled to do so.
Arthur's just gonna start walking back towards Anadoltia to keep her company then.
Okay. Othgarurt kind of just turns around.
Yeah.
And you hear the voice in your mind. No, not like that, idiot. Stay with them. Act natural. You know what to do. You'll help me kill them when I need it. And you feel not just compelled to do it, but like you want to do it. You feel good about this.
Okay, so the thinking this, the nearest in the back. Not the far back.
When you say
so Othgarurt's just kind of standing there being confused now. That's what the rest of you are seeing right now.
And when you said kill him, can you clarify who you were specifying? I hope you meant
you can't hear them, Michael. This is just in his mind.
True.
And the voice talks to you again, Othgarurt. There's another. Good. No, the two in front.
The Othgarurt will not go back to stay with Anadoltia. He'll just stay behind Nijel and Michael. He'll just kind of follow behind them.
All right. You guys continue moving along. And after about a moment, you come to a final doorway labeled control room. What would you like to do, Michael? The door is closed.
I check if it's locked. Is it locked?
It appears to be.
What is
it's a
this?
Wooden door.
It's a wooden door.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to look at Sovereign and I'm like, do me a favor and bash this door open. I'm going to have him roll athletics to bash the door open because it's wood.
Let's get ready to charge in then.
Jesus Christ! Really?
And the Sovereign kaplunk smacks the door, and the door still breaks. It's made of wood. He just kind of stumbles through it, and you see before you a room. There are a few crystal balls that are set up, clearly meant to scry around the area. You see a few of the employees of this establishment. They are just kind of strewn about. They don't look like they're in good shape. They seem a little more dead than maybe the last guy. And more importantly than that, you see another creature. It is kind of toward the back part of the brain, and it's made like a tunnel that it's kind of burrowed into the brain. It looks like a hairy spider. It's got a long, kind of scaled neck with an almost draconic like face to it, and a few small arms. This creature is a Nyogi, for those very familiar with what it might look like. And as that happens, Othgarurt, I would like you to make a surprise round and attack your friends.
Is there any restrictions on how I go about doing this?
I can tell you this much: you want to do it. This isn't a vampire's charm.
Okay. So if I go into a frenzied rage, I'd still.
Yes, you would lose a charm.
Because the natural thing for him to do is to
Yeah.
go into a frenzied rage.
Sure. The Nyogi is not familiar with your abilities.
He just goes into a rage. Oh wait, what am I doing? This is stupid.
So you go into a rage, and then you realize, oh
I
shit.
was like
Okay, the charm wears off.
right about to slam a halberd into the back of Michael's neck, and then he's like, "No, this is not who I want to hit."
And you hear the creature, "Now what are you doing?" Call out. And I'd like you all to roll for initiative. This is going to be a pretty quick combat, I think, because, oh boy.
Take it, Anadoltia is still around the bodies?
Yeah, Anadoltia's about probably 180 feet away.
Okay, so
You
I'll
can
still
still roll
roll.
for initiative. Yeah, please do.
I'll go before Michael.
All right. So, Nijel, you're the first, like, true party member to go. What would you like to do?
Seeing this beast ahead of me, I will stride forward. How far away is it?
It's only about 30 feet.
Excellent. I will kind of draw my sword, do the thing where I put it out in front of the others, kind of take a step forward,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll return it to its sheath. As a bonus action, I'll cast Wrathful Smite on it. And then I will use my Channel Divinity in tandem with my, Boots of the Spearhead to lunge at this thing.
Oh, Christ. Okay. What does that do?
It's got to make a DC 26 Dex save.
DC 26. What the?
It's pretty good at dexterity. All right.
It's pretty good.
So if it survives to its turn, this could be really bad for you guys, but it might not. All right.
Additionally, I ignore the second 5 Verity, and I forgot to click that off. It needs to make a DC 16 Wisdom save or be frightened of me.
What if I were to tell you it's already frightened of you?
I would believe that. And then,
But it's just
of
me.
course,
I'm frightened of you.
I'm going to drop a smite on that. It's not by any chance a fiend or undead.
No.
Okay, so that'll just be
Oh.
17 plus 21, 32 on the first,
32 points. Okay.
and second attack.
Okay, I think he's still alive.
14. Oof.
14 will actually miss. It'll hit the chitinous armor of the Nyogi and not damage him, really.
Oh my.
Anything else you'd like to do?
You know, there is. I will. Bonus action. Spiritual.
All right, that'll hit. For 11.
For 11.
All right. We move to the Nyogi Master's turn, I think, right? Everyone else is lower. Oh boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm 180 feet away.
The Nyogi Master.
At the start of his turn, he takes 4 points of psychic damage.
Is going to skitter away from you, Nijel.
He has a speed of 0.
Oh.
And what'd he say?
Does he now?
He does indeed. He is frozen in fear.
Where does it say that?
The Nyogi Master is going to cast a spell. It's one of his abilities. Actually, wait, that's only if you're in the other form?
No, that's anytime a creature within 10 feet of me is frightened.
Oh, it's your aura, right. All right, he's going to Dimension Door out of there. He disappears.
Oh, shit.
Crap, where'd he go?
Michael Verity, what would you like to do?
Can I see where he went, or is he just no longer in the room?
You see there's like a tunnel beyond into the brain. That's all. He just disappears in a flash of purple light.
Well, crap. I guess I'm going toward... Me and Sarge are going to dash into the tunnel, which is the only other way.
Yeah, there's a tunnel in the way you came.
Oh, the way I came... Well, great. I have no idea where he went, so now I'm lost.
All right, you want to just hold your movement?
Yeah, I'll just hold my movement. I'll wait.
Anadoltia, you see a flash of purple light on top of the brain, and you see a tiny spider-like creature land on top of it and look around, hissing angrily and pretty badly injured.
Can I say, I mean, I was pretty much ready to, like, just in case his body's moved, so...
Yeah, that didn't happen, though. That your ready action was in case the body's moved, not in case he showed up. That being said, it's your turn. You can take your turn.
Okay, so this thing just appears in front of me.
Well, no, it's like 150 feet away from you on top of the brain. You can just see it from your perspective, just outside.
Oh, okay. Give me a moment. Alright, so...
yeah, it's probably about 150 feet, actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this in, like, parts. One, Lady Molly is going to dash me. Lady Molly says I'm on top of. She's dashing towards that creature since I'm pretty much have her up there, 80 feet. Okay. But then I'm gonna after that I'll be casting.
So you're on the brain now.
Wait, wait, I'm on the brain because like I was 180 feet away.
Yeah, and he's 150 feet away on the brain. There's 150 feet of brain between you two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's fine though.
Yeah, it's on top of the brain.
Oh, yeah. In that case, since Lady Molly can like pretty much climb on top of the brain.
Yep.
So yeah, get up there, and second thing I will do. Since I'm already up there, I will.
He looks pretty hurt.
Oh, okay. So I don't want. I'm not sure if it can heal anything. That's just my own thought, but just in case. Shield touch.
All right, you'll absolutely hit it for 12 necrotic damage.
And
is there anything else you'd like to do?
That will be. Actually, there is something else I want to do, but I must wait. Actually, let me check to see what the actual economy. No, that's an action, so never mind. That's all I can do.
Okay. And Anadoltia, do you call out to your allies?
Yeah, I do call out to them, let them know that the thing, that some icky spider thing is up.
Michael, you hear a muffled, like, ah! And Anadoltia's voice coming from above you.
My movement now?
Yes.
Both me and Sarge will dash.
Toward the entrance?
Yep.
Cool. All right, Othgarurt, what would you like to do?
Question about Dimension Door, because I don't know anything about these teleporting spells.
Sure.
Is it the one that leaves a portal behind?
Nope. It just disappears.
Othgarurt will bonus action unarmed strike himself.
for being so stupid as to almost hurt his friend.
Okay,
And I think it's
sure.
like 2 points bludgeoning damage from it.
Yeah, your strength modifier. You don't have it. I'm gonna say. Oh no, it's 1. It's 1 point. Front arm strength. Sorry.
Okay.
Go on.
And then he's going to dash out towards where he came from to try and.
So you and Michael and Sarge are running back toward the entrance.
Yep.
Nijel?
The tunnel that thing was in when we first came in, does it seem to slope up or?
No, it kind of goes. Yeah, it goes up a little bit. Would you like to check it out?
You know, it might lead back to wherever he ran to. So, I suppose I'll run that way and see if we can't get a pincer attack.
Yeah, you start moving in that direction, and you move up there. It kind of goes up and around a little bit, and as you get around the corner, you see a pretty scary sight. You see a huge kind of void, like a vacancy within this brain, and within it, you can see a massive creature. It looks like a huge kind of bluish purple worm with a big kind of sucker face and little tentacles that are lashing out. It seems to be trapped within some kind of wall of force here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's that thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that thing. And you can also see there are clear signs of like spell casting and things like that have been done in this area. There are, spell components and all sorts of stuff. Like this creature was trying to do something to this other. The Nyogi, the spider monster, was trying to do something to this horrible brain worm, for lack of a better term.
I'm vaguely aware of what this is, but I am not equipped to deal with this on my own, and it's a wall of force. That's
It seems like it's
right?
trapped in there pretty good. Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like maybe.
yeah, we can deal with that after the Nyogi. I'll dash back the way I came.
Okay. All right, so that you're back where you started because you had to go into the tunnel. Now you're back. The Nyogi.
Bonus action, move my weapon out ahead of me, so it gets some.
The Nyogi on top of the brain, dimension doors, and disappears from your sight, Anadoltia.
Yeah, she'll just keep a look around, make sure, since she has 120 feet dark vision, if it tries to get anywhere in the dark area, she's going to be spotted.
You don't see it. Michael Verity, would you like to do anything? Or do you just keep running?
I'm probably sure I just noticed it disappearing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even outside the brain yet. It's a problem. You're still in the tunnel leading to the outside.
I have no idea what to do.
Okay. Anadoltia?
Anadoltia like pretty much cry out, it disappeared on me, and just like try to look around, like from the at least from the her perspective out where she is.
You want to roll a perception check?
Sure. I will also say that regardless, she is going to try a ready action.
Okay. Othgarurt, you hear Anadoltia cry out.
That so he knows that the spiders disappeared again.
Uh-huh.
On a hunch, he's gonna dash back the way he came.
All right, you see, as you take your full movement, and you can see Nijel right in front of you.
No spider?
No, you see the tunnel behind Nijel, and you see the control room that you're in now.
Othgarurt will relay the fact that the spider has teleported again to Nijel, and then, like, in frustration, another bonus action, smack himself.
Okay. Nijel, it's your move.
Well, shit, the little thing's faking us out. It must be trying to stick a worm on us. I run back towards where the worm room was.
And as you turn the corner, you see the Nyogi, little spider creature, and has a few of its pointed legs up against the wall of force and appears to be moving them in cryptic arcane patterns. And you can see localized around its hand or its arms, the wall kind of disappear.
With my base movement, can I get up within 10 feet of him?
You can get probably about 15 feet from him because he's a little ways in on that area.
Okay, I'll go for the 15 away. I will... I will throw 2 javelins at him and summon up a new spiritual weapon on top of it.
Go for it. Those will both hit. Well, he's looking bad. I gotta roll 2 concentration checks.
No 3 now.
He fails the oh, and actually, you kill him. As your spiritual weapons summons behind him, it's a scourge, correct?
Indeed.
And rakes down the creature. It breaks a few of its spindly spider legs, and it clicks and hisses and collapses in a heap before you.
I just realized something. That wall just got broken, didn't it?
No, actually, it almost got broken.
Oh.
If Nijel hadn't killed him right there, it would have been dispelled. And because he never got an action to do it. And so Nijel,
No.
what's up?
I yell back down the tunnel. Othgarurt, the spider, has been slain. But bring the prince and the doll. We have a worm to deal with in here.
Well, the worm is pretty well contained, and you can see there's, signs like worm containment. This seems to be like they have this under control. Is your thought?
Yeah, I don't think this is a needed threat. I think we've dealt with the major threat in the brain. Is that the end of the adventure, or no?
Well, it is more or less. You guys are able to kind of get at least one of the maimed employees back to like a remotely cognizant state. The neolithid, as it is called, or neothalid rather, the brain worm, has been well under control for quite some time. And the Nyogi must have come in here trying to gain control of it itself. And so, as the demonic infestation has been dealt with a little bit, and this Nyogi is killed, you guys have done pretty much everything you really needed to do here at Gargantuland. At the end, eventually, you spend some time killing the neolithid, or trying to. Maybe you don't. But eventually, you are all thanked and rewarded for your generosity in helping with this adventure.
And Roger
gets
a year-long pass to frickin' Gargantuland.
Roger gets his annual pass.
And Michael is never returning to this place ever again.
And I cast judgmental eyes at Roger as he gets the pass.
And I was just actually going to straight up ask him, so, Roger, what do you see in this place?
Oh, it's all the birds that fly around in the forest around here. The whole thing's owned by Gargantuland.
Roger, next time you go there, can I come with you?
Sure. I didn't know you liked birds.
There's a lot more than birds, and I think I'm going to lose my dinner now.
Oh, I don't go into the park.
Yeah, and I can understand why.
And with that, Roger pays you all, and you have succeeded in this very bizarre adventure. Congratulations, guys! Would any of you like to go to Bartholomew's shop?
Yes.
Yes, please.
If you need a magic item, you know where to stop. Just head on down. It's your only choice to Bartholomew's shop. Boo-ba-doo-boo. Greetings, adventurers. I can't say it like Bartholomew does. What can I do for you guys?
You go first, Othgarurt.
I will wait for the last.
Very well. I would like to get that charm of unparalleled fabulosity.
A charm? Absolutely, Anadoltia. I'm gonna be honest. I love charms. Okay, charm of parallel has a and Roger begins to like start going through stuff and here you go, and takes out a small circular mirror hanging from a fine silver chain, and he hands it over and says, "All right, you know how it works. You can store up to 3 different outfits of your preference in here, and you can just swap them out like that."
Handy. And additionally,
I'd say incredibly so.
Additionally, a bag pull.
A bag pull. All right, go ahead and roll a D1000 as Roger shakes up Bartholomew's big bag.
Not bad.
All right. Well, what'd you get? 537. Not bad, huh? Okay. All right. That is a pretty good not bad. IMHO. All right. So you reach into Bartholomew's bag and you're feeling around. And it's like, ooh, this is a weapon. I don't know if I necessarily need like more weapons. And then you're like, ooh, that's a. Wait a minute. And you can tell because you don't taste so much, but you can tell by texture, sugar and like sugary sweet things. And it's a weird juxtaposition here. But you pull out the Sugar Crush. This cherry-shaped maul has an iron head and a cherry wood staff. You get a +2 bonus to attack and rolls made with this weapon. Attack and damage rolls. And whenever you score a critical hit or reduce a creature's 0 hit points, you experience a Sugar Rush and regain a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your Constitution modifier. And this item was submitted by Psychopath. Thank you very much, Psychopath, for your submission.
Oh, wait, what is it called again?
It is called the Sugar Crush.
Okay.
Congrats. And what number was that? 537. Excellent. Want to mark that for my record. I hope you like it. I'm sure you can find some character to use it at the very least, if Anadoltia is not going to. All right.
Yeah, wait, you said it was a mall or a great mall?
I don't think there is a great mall. I think there is just a mall in 5e.
Okay, just a mall. Okay, that's all.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Not a problem. Next, would anyone else like to do a bag pull or something similar? Nijel? Michael?
Not this week.
Nope. Okay,
Let's go
sorry.
ahead, Othgarurt.
Othgarurt, looks like it's up to you. Roger looks toward you, smiling like, "Hey, Othgarurt, what can I do for you?"
I am in need of some highly complex magical assistance.
Well,
and I am
looking no
unsure.
Further, I'm kind of an expert.
Very well then. I believe I have acquired enough of the internal currency here to seek the highest level of help.
All right, look further. Okay. Well, Bartholomew's not in right now, but
Will you let him know?
I don't know. Come on. And Roger kind of walks over to the side of the shop and takes out a little star wand and swings it around, and nothing happens. And then he just smacks the wall once with the star wand, and whoop, the door to Bartholomew's workshop appears. And Roger says, I think maybe you head in and the old wizard will meet you in there.
Very good. Thank you, my little friend.
Thank you, Othgarurt. Thank you for being my friend. And he kind of opens the door. I'm very excited to see what you get.
Othgarurt will walk through the door.
And Othgarurt passes through the blinding light of Bartholomew's workshop and has purchased a Bartholomew's choice. Oh my goodness. I'm very, very excited to see what comes out of this, Blood.
I am incredibly excited as well. A little bit anticlimactically.
Hmm?
Dakar will run in
Okay.
Wait, hey, before
Oh,
this.
sorry. Closes the door. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I just not as major thing, but since I don't have to keep sending my wages in anymore, I just wanted to get my armor upgraded.
Absolutely. And bring Roger swings his wand around. A trail of sparkles follow behind it. And Dakar, what armor did you have before?
Scale mill. And
all right.
hoping to bump him to half plate.
Absolutely. With a swing of the star wand, your scale mail magically transforms into a magical, wondrous half plate. And I imagine it's not like a steel that, or at least not like a breastplate kind of deal like you normally would have on like a knight or something for little Dakar, right?
Yeah.
It's a little more sleek, form-fitting, perfect to be glamored in the future, perhaps.
It's actually already been glamored. It just hasn't been upgraded yet.
Oh, hot damn! So what does it look like then? It's like a half plate.
I imagine that the scale texture, the steel scale texture, still it persists to some degree, although it's more smoothed down and refined, as you stated. Just kind of it's been, I don't remember what the etched to look like scales now.
Radical. And Roger says,
Well, Dakar, I hope you like it. I'm not quite as good as Bartholomew. If you decide, you don't like it, we can always have Bartholomew make it better.
This is perfect, thank you. Othgarurt and I had a little arrangement. I was sending in my wages to help him with a project of his, and he's going to give me his nice myth weave charm. So I think
There you go.
we're on good terms now.
And would anyone else like to shop really quick? Or hearing no one, shall I move to the next break and then the next game?
Yeah, I don't want to shop. I'm good.
Alrighty.
Well-
Thank you all. Oh, sorry.
Oh, likewise.
You're good? Okay. Thank you all for hanging out and watching. We'll be right back with a little bit late Game 3. See you soon.